What's going on, guys? This is XQ420. It's a little bit different video, kind of a public service announcement about my channel. I had one of my subscribers, been a subscriber pretty much since, well, early on, probably I say July. I say more like this. So one of my first subscribers, we haven't seen eye to eye on some of the things, especially involving the pandemic and everything. But she was talking to me about my channel, and I know right here recently I've been attacking as far as the whole convid thing pretty aggressively. It's because I'm sick of it. I mean, I just really am, and I'm sick of the virtue signaling. And she said something that was that's probably correct. Of course, I say probably 2-3 weeks ago I was up to 809 subscribers, and then I posted a few videos, especially my ones on the flu dropping out, and I gotta make so many videos. A couple others as well that was really going after the whole COVID scamdemic. Not saying that folks ain't getting sick. That's what people don't understand. I'm not saying that anybody ain't getting sick. People get sick every year. They've gotten sick for the entirety of the universe. Right after Adam and Eve ate the apple, if we go biblical with it. But it said, you're probably losing subscribers because of that. And she's probably right. And I've thought about it, and it's kind of tough sometimes. You look up there and you see, you're like, dang, but I felt like I was ascending, and then I've over the past few weeks I've dropped down. I dropped down to 789, then I picked back up to 797. I dropped to 790. It's bit back and forth. But for the people who aren't receptive of the message, that's fine. Everybody has their own rights. I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can unsubscribe, and that is your right to do. I mean, nobody's holding you this channel. But I will say this one thing: when I'm on this channel, I'm gonna bring you the heat. Okay, I ain't sugarcoating it, because it's just too much. There's too many inconsistencies going on all over the place. And if people aren't receptive to the message, then so be it. But for me, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You have no problem listening to CNN, MSNBC, ABC when they tell you to hide under your bed all day, that this is going to come in your house and going to pure T mutilate you, the convid. But you've got an issue when, people look at other scientific studies and tell you to say, hey, man, this isn't no different than anything else. I mean, I'm just sorry. I mean, it's just not. And, it's one of those things where I've got to have integrity in this channel, and I will. And you see, I won't be like the rest of your politicians, the rest of your health officials. I won't come up here one day and say, hey, man, I don't think we should be locking down. I don't think we should be masking. And then the next day say, hey, man, I really want everybody to wear a mask because it's just really getting serious. No, but that ain't going to be the type of channel this is. I'm telling you that right now. But I'm firmly because I'm all for freedom. Freedoms of people. As long as you're not hurting anybody. And trust me, bud, you walking around breathing the air is not hurting anybody. I'm just sorry, man. It's just not. Okay? Because if you're saying that it's hurting somebody now, then you also need to be saying that all the years you've been alive, you've been out there killing people by spreading viruses to them. How do you know how many people you spread a virus to that didn't affect you and ended up affecting them and killing them? How do you know? You see what I'm saying? So we can't all of a sudden become criminal this year. No, sir. No, sir. I won't stand for it. And like I said, I won't be like you politicians. I won't be like Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I'm going to lock you all down. And then I'm going to go eat up at the French Laundry inside. And not only was it eating inside with people of other households, there were health officials in there with them. Hospital officials. Do you understand what I'm saying? These people keep telling you that they don't give a damn about this virus. They don't. And they also don't give a damn about you. So I'm trying to bring the message to people. And when you see stuff like this, CDC testing shows COVID was in the US as early as December 19. This is from CDC testing. Did you care in December of 19? Did you think anything different was going on? No, because Your life is centralized pretty much around you and the area you're in. That's the way this thing works, man. And but I feel sorry for all the people who's lost it. And look, man, do I want anybody to die? No. It's gonna happen, though. It's gonna happen. Um, but I feel sorry for the people who's got to continue on living, know that they lost everything they had because some governor shut them down, because some town mayor shut them down, because some cop who's gonna keep his job, maybe they don't defund him, which makes no sense. As a cop, everybody screaming to defund the police, kick all the police out. Yet you're gonna go do the bidding of the oligarchs. Makes no sense to me. Of the ones that want to defund you, you want to go shut somebody's business down. But what people don't understand is that when I'm sitting here talking about this, I'm not talking from a position where my life has substantially changed. The only thing that it affected was my gym time. I already wasn't really going to stores. My girlfriend does most of the shopping. I mean, it's just all there is to it. Grocery shopping and stuff. I just don't do it. She does all of it. She's got extra time because of the way her job works. She cleans for people. So I was already not going to stores. So the only thing that's really affected me is the fact that I can't play no damn basketball. And I got a lot of basketball shoes. And but they all fresh too. I mean, I'm trying to get out there and hit the hardwood. You know what I'm saying? So if people I'm just saying if people are willing to take the risk, which you always have, you've got a bigger risk of dying driving to the gym than somebody giving you COVID and dying of it from the gym. And thank God in North Carolina the gyms are reopened. How long is that going to last before Roy Cooper feels like he wants to shut everything down? And I sincerely say if he says it, don't do it. Um, and I believe, but if we back the communities and all that, but this would go a whole lot better. I'm trying to tell you. But when I see stuff like this, from CNN Health, that vaccination cards would be issued to everyone getting the COVID-19 vaccine, I'm like, what do I need a vaccination card for, man? You see what I'm saying? Dude, I want people to pay attention to this information. And yeah, when I bring it to you, I may get a little heated and it may sound like I don't care. But I mean, I don't want folks to get sick and die. But we can't save the world, okay? I can't save everybody. Your time comes. It comes due. Some people's comes earlier than what we think it should, but it comes due. And it's fair because it comes for everybody. Nobody's exempt. So it's stuff like this. And then if I switch over to something else where we start talking about the efficacy of masks, and this is just comparison with UK, France, Spain, and Italy versus Sweden. Look at all the mask compliance here. And look at Sweden. Why is the cases up? In Sweden only got 7.7% of the population wearing a mask. But all these other people, they got all these people wearing mask compliance, yet the cases are up. Has anybody slowed down to think, hey man, if somebody's going to wear a mask for 8 straight hours, don't you think there might be some bacterial stuff growing in there that could affect your respiratory tract? Because you're breathing it back in. Man, it's stuff like that. But I'm a proponent that if you want to wear a mask, you can wear one. But if you don't want to wear one, don't make it a mandate. That's what I'm a proponent for. I'm a proponent for freedom. I want people, but if people feel like that mask is going to save them, then wear the mask. But you know what? They don't think the mask is going to save them. Because you know why? When they see somebody without a mask, they'll breach the 6-foot distance to approach them and say, you need to wear a mask. It's like, dude, stay away from me. Why are you up on me? You see what I'm saying? But, and this guy right here, E&M, he has a lot of charts up here. I'll show you another chart right quick if I can find it from California. And as we see right here, I mean, if you look at the whole slate of California, bud, especially in LA, it's been a mask mandate since April 10th. Then they going back into full lockdown. And trust me when I tell you, man, when I walk around, when the people say, man, they ain't no mask compliance, but you a straight out line. I took my girlfriend to the outlet malls here in Smithfield for her birthday. And bud, But folks are wearing masks, man. I mean, in droves. And it ain't even close, okay? So who are you lying to? Are you lying to yourself? Bud, I mean, look at this. Look at these mask mandates. Statewide, June 18th. Went up, went down, started to get a little bit cold. Man, I guess we just need... But why is it exponentially growing? You see what I'm saying? The mask work, right? Dang, bud. I mean, I seen another thing where a guy was on CNN and he was like, yeah, man, lockdowns worked so great, Israel had to do theirs 3 times. I'm like, it's like, man, people don't even realize what they're saying. I'm like, dude, man, we can't be this ignorant, man. That's all I'm saying. And then when we come to hypocrisies, I'll show you this from the Washington Post. So right here from the Washington Post. And this is right at Thanksgiving. As Americans prepare to gather for Thanksgiving, the world watches with dread and disbelief. Okay, so that's one post right there, 11/26. But we see right here, 11/7, celebrations erupt across the country as Biden declared winner of presidency. Man, is that not the same crowds? Is it not the same thing? It's either the most deadliest virus ever or it's not. How does Cambodia have 0 deaths? How does Laos have 0 deaths? How does Taiwan only have 7 deaths? Nobody's looking into the actual potential cross immunities from them potentially having it before. And somebody's like, oh, well, no, this is a new virus. This is a new virus. And that's fair enough. If you believe it's a new virus, that's fine. But I found this paper right here. RNA-resistant virus-like particles containing long chimeric RNA sequences. Okay, we'll scroll down. Copyrighted 2008, American Society for Microbiology. This ain't no BS. This is straight up, bud. This thing was peer-reviewed and everything. And I see right here, severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus, SARS-CoV-1, SARS-CoV-2, and SARS-CoV-3. SARS-CoV-2 was supposed to be brand new. How was he writing a paper about it in 2007? What is SARS-CoV-3? What is it? Do you see what I'm saying? Man, it irritates me. But then it pisses me off. And they sit there and they tell you how they're counting the deaths. They said, bud, all you have to do is test positive for it. You can get stabbed in the throat and you test positive for COVID. I might have been able to sew you up if you didn't have COVID. It's just like, my God, man. It's just crazy. And the people won't do the hospitals and stuff. And I know I got some people from medical background to watch me. But I've seen right here in my area where older people will go in and like, hey, man, you know, I've had a fever for a couple of days. Can you help me out? And they'd be like, well, go home and try to sleep it off. It's like, dude, can you do something to help them? No, they want them to be admitted. And I know that's not everybody. I know people just kind of just follow the rules. But following the rules has got us in a world of shit. That's all I'm saying. Following the guidelines has got us in a world of mess, dude. And I'm just done with it. And that's just all there is to it, man. So, I know that was a rant. And the thing is, all this economic damage that we're doing, and it's going to come back, but we ain't paid the price yet. I'm going to tell you right now, these same people who tell you that they want to keep you safe by wearing a mask, that's the same people that would kill you for that last loaf of bread if we ran into a food shortage on the shelves. They would kill you for that last loaf of bread. People tell me, oh man, you know, I care about lives. They go in there and they buy up all the stuff and store it for themselves. How much you care about other people's lives? Man, get serious, man. I just want people to be serious. And I know this is a rant. I know this is a little bit different than what I used to do, but I'm just letting you know where I stand on this channel. Now, of course, I'll do some stuff that's crazy, you know, sex dolls stuff, you know, those type of videos and stuff like that. But when I see stuff that's hypocritical, when I see stuff that doesn't make sense, I'm bringing it to you. And if people want to skip it, then all you're doing is doing a disservice to yourself. That's all I can say. You're just doing a disservice to yourself, because you should want to know all the information, not just the fear-mongering information, which I look at that stuff too. I look at all the fear-mongering stuff because I got to keep up with what kind of BS they spitting. That's just all there is to it. And the thing is that, bud, the whole time we've been clapping for lockdowns and all that, people going out of business, people struggling. The government ain't coming to save you as an individual. They'll come and save those corporations, though. People don't understand. I have not been affected. Man, I have made more money this year than I ever have. But I'm not fighting for me. I'm fighting for everybody. Damn it. A lot of people who want stuff to be locked down and all that mask up, they get to sit at the house and get a check. And it ain't right. There's people got to go out there and they got to hustle to feed their families. Folks don't care about people as much as they think they do. Don't you think it's going to affect the household, affect the family, if the business goes to shambles because of government intervention? Not because of people not wanting their product, not because of the capitalism aspects, because of a government shutdown. And now they got to go home and they got to wonder how they're going to feed their family. Nobody cares about that. That doesn't matter. It just is what it is. So maybe you should have did better. People dipping into their savings, people cleaning out everything they have just to try to stay afloat. And the government's left them. They've abandoned them. I mean, flat out abandoned you. And don't think they won't leave you out there. So I'm gonna leave y'all with two ending vids. One where Dr. Fauci, which he's not a dummy. He's not stupid at all. This dude, he ain't been studying all this stuff for all these years to finally just do a flip-flop. No, he knows what the scoop is. Just like the mask thing. Folks flip-flopping all over the place on that. When it first came out, they're like, man, what do you want to wear a mask for? They ain't gonna help you. The New England Journal of Medicine said it's a talisman. It's just to make you feel better, not to protect you. But I'm going to leave you with two videos. One from Dr. Fauci about asymptomatic spread and what history tells us, which for some reason, history has changed this year. History and all the studies we did, it changed this year. And it changed in the past 8 months. And then I'm going to leave you with another video, if people hadn't seen it, of Dr. Ezike from Illinois, letting you know how they actually count the deaths. And how liberal they can be in counting the deaths. So, subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. I know this is a little bit different video. Might be long. I don't even know. I got caught up ranting. But I just want to let you know that I'm going to be consistent. And if it costs me subscribers, it costs me subscribers. But I'm going to bring the heat. I'm not going to bring you no bullshit. I'm going to bring you what I feel. Not only what I feel, but what I'm seeing as far as with data, with what people are doing actual journalism on. Because there's not a whole lot of journalism going on out there. I ain't going to lie to you. It's very few and far in between. But I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity as far as what I believe, freedoms I think people should have for just a few subscribers. I could give a damn about that, okay? When I started this, I wanted to get, 1,000 subscribers in a year. And I felt like I was like, oh man, 1,000 subscribers in a year, I feel like doing good. And that was all my goal was. That was it. Man, I actually didn't think anybody was going to find my channel or look at me. To be honest, I was like, man, I'm just some old dude just talking, just like I talk to anybody else. So pray for each other. Stay diligent. I'm going to keep bringing the content. I'm not stopping. So I hope y'all have a good day. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, of course. And I will catch y'all on the next one. I'll drop these videos.
But the one thing historically people need to realize, that even if there is some asymptomatic transmission, in all the history of respiratory-borne viruses of any type, asymptomatic transmission has never been the driver of outbreaks. The driver of outbreaks is always a symptomatic person. Even if there's a rare asymptomatic person that might transmit, an epidemic is not driven by asymptomatic carriers.
Are you familiar with this case? If so, is this the state's first teenage death? And can you tell us if the teenager in question had underlying conditions?
I don't have that information at my disposal at this time. I know we have had people of all age groups die. I just want to be clear in terms of the definition of people dying of COVID. So the case definition is very simplistic. It means at the time of death, it was a COVID positive diagnosis. So that means that if you were in hospice and had already been given, a few weeks to live, and then you also were found to have COVID, that would be counted as a COVID death. It means that technically, even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.